All right, let's talk about Chinese. You ever see those characters and just think, how on earth do you even begin to say that out loud? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. Well, today we're going to crack that exact code. We're going to uncover the secret that makes speaking Chinese totally possible, even if you don't know a single character yet. Okay, so let's get right to the big one. The question pretty much everyone asks first. Does Chinese have an alphabet? You know, like our A, B, Cs? It's a simple question, right? But the answer? Well, it's probably not what you're thinking. The short answer? Nope, not at all. There's no alphabet for writing Chinese like we have for English. Which leads to a pretty obvious follow-up question, right? If there are no ABCs to sound things out, how in the world does anyone learn to speak it? And that brings us to our first mission here. We're going to completely bust this Chinese alphabet myth. Let's get rid of that idea and replace it with what's really going on. So, here's the secret weapon. While there's no alphabet for writing, Chinese has something way more powerful for speaking, a phonetic system. Think of it like a set of pronunciation cheat codes. It's not for writing your shopping list, but it is the absolute, non-negotiable key to learning how to speak. So the easiest way to wrap your head around this is to split the language in two. On one side, you've got the written language with all those beautiful, intricate characters. But on the other side, for the spoken language, you have these phonetic systems. And for anyone just starting out, that phonetic system, that is your golden ticket. It's where everything begins.
Okay, so this is where things get interesting. It's kind of like a fork in the road, because it turns out there isn't just one of these phonetic systems. As a learner, you've actually got two main paths you can choose from.
And here they are, Pinyin and Zhuyin. Now, you've probably heard of Pinyin. It's the more famous one, but Zhuyin, that one might be new to you. They look totally different, but don't let that fool you. They both do the exact same job. Tell you precisely how to pronounce any Chinese word.
And I gotta say, I love this little detail about Zhuyin. It has this really popular nickname, Bopomofo. Sounds kind of funny, right? But the reason is so simple. It's literally just the sounds of its first four symbols. Bo, po, mo, fo. It's the exact same reason we call our alphabet the ABCs. See? Suddenly sounds a lot less intimidating, doesn't it?
So the big question is, which one should you learn? Well, let's break it down. Pinyin, which they use in mainland China, has one massive advantage for us. It uses the same Roman letters we already know. So yeah, you can get started way faster. But, and this is a big but, that familiarity can be a trap. It's super easy to fall back on your English pronunciation habits. Zhuyin, on the other hand, which is used in Taiwan, makes you learn a whole new set of symbols. It's a clean break from English, which can actually help you develop a much more precise and authentic accent in the long run. So what's the final verdict here? Well, the general advice is pretty solid. Start with Pinyin. It's way more common, and the initial learning curve is just easier. But if you're really serious about getting that pronunciation perfect and you want to dodge those common mistakes that English speakers make, then taking the time to learn Zhuyin as well, that could be a total game changer for you. All right, now that we know about the systems, let's peek under the hood and see what they're actually showing us. Turns out, every single syllable in Mandarin Chinese is built from the same, surprisingly simple blueprint. And this is it. This is the whole blueprint. Every single sound is made of up to 3 pieces. You've got the initial, that's your starting consonant, then the medial, which is a little glide vowel in the middle, and finally, the final, the main vowel sound at the end. Initial, medial, final. That's the entire structure. Every sound you learn is just a new combination of these parts. Okay, enough theory, let's make this real. We're going to dive into a few sample sounds, and I'll show you both the Pinyin and Zhuyin for each, along with some easy little tricks to lock them into your memory. First up, we've got the Pinyin letter P, which in Zhuyin looks like this, P. This is an initial, so it's a starting sound. But how does it actually sound? Here's a fantastic way to remember this one. Just imagine a cat purring. Now focus on that very first puff of air. P. That's the sound, a quick, sharp burst of air. P. All right, let's tackle a classic Pinyin trap. We're looking at the letter Q. I know. Your English-speaking brain is just screaming to say qua, like in the word queen. But if you do that, you'll be falling into the single most common trap for beginners. Seriously, everyone does it. The real sound is actually chit, like a little bird cheeping. So from now on, whenever you see a Q in Pinyin, you have to train your brain to think chit. Getting this one right is a huge, huge step towards sounding way more natural. And here's another one that looks familiar, but sounds totally different.
the pinyin letter X. It's not KS like in fox, and it's not Z like in xylophone.
The sound for X is actually sh, just like in the word she. This is another one of those perfect examples of a pinyin trap. You literally have to fight your English instincts. Just burn it into your brain. See an X, say sh.
Okay, let's switch gears and try a vowel sound, a medial to be specific. This is the oo, which you'll sometimes see written as U in Pinyin. Now, this sound doesn't really exist in English, which is why it can be pretty tough for a lot of learners.
But here's a really cool trick to find it. I want you to say the word sweet, but do it really slowly. Now try to hold that E sound, and here's the key, while you're holding the E, keep your lips puckered in that oo shape from the start of the word. That sound you're making right now? That's it. You just made the oo sound. And just like that, you've blown past the myths and you're getting into the real mechanics of the language. This isn't just some abstract theory anymore. This is your very first, very real step towards speaking Chinese with confidence. And that's really the whole point. You now have the key. You understand the fundamental secret to Chinese pronunciation. It's not about memorizing an alphabet, it's about mastering a phonetic system. You've met the two big players, Pinyin and Zhuyin, and you've even wrestled with some of their trickiest sounds. You've basically just unlocked the door to Chinese pronunciation. So the only real question left is, what are you going to say first?